Hello, everyone, and welcome to Littlefield live streaming. Tonight's show is Whiplash. Now, please welcome your host, Shalewa Sharpe.
Hi, everyone. How's it going? It's me, Shalewa Sharpe, your host for this week's Whiplash. So, we're really going through it. I feel like we're in the thick of a lot of things, but we're gonna make it, everyone. We're going to make it, and things have been a little heavy over the weekend. And a little heavy yesterday, just heavy everywhere. Everything feels heavy. But I will say that I have spent the past 2 to 3 days just kind of sitting around and thinking about how Charmin created a whole universe based on a rhetorical question. Do you know what I mean? It's a question, it's a Weisenheimer question. There was not supposed to be an answer for it. Does a bear shit in the woods? No one really answered, but Charmin heard that and went, let's see. Does a bear shit in the woods? Well, probably. But I bet it clears out all of the trees first, and then it builds a house, nay, a subdivision, and not just any old, hut, but like a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, 2 levels, probably a basement, including a bathroom with scented candles, and a really nice area rug. And all the Charmin you could need. Charmin came up with that just for a simple question. 2 types of bears, red and blue. So now Charmin has created a duality. They're the blue bears who prefer their paper soft. So clearly they're the Democrats, and then the red bears, they like the strong paper, Republicans. Or it could be a black-white thing. I feel like the blue bears are the white family, because I once saw a commercial where the blue bear and the red bear were somewhere, and the blue bear started singing and dancing. Maybe he was singing "Can't Touch This," and the red bear was looking at him like, "Dude, what are you doing?" But then that black dude looking at his white friend who's singing MC Hammer 30 years too late for some reason. Anywho, it's all I can think about. So that's how I've been staying sane. And I've been looking forward to Whiplash, where I'm going to get to talk to a few comedians, and we're just going to figure it out. We're going to have it all figured out in a little bit over an hour. Do not hold me to that. Please don't hold me to that. Don't hold me to anything. Don't hold me or your hands clean. Okay, so I'm going to bring up your first comic for the evening. Very funny. I'm really excited to see her. Please welcome to the Zoom stage, Emmy Blotnick.
Did we do it? I think we did it.
Okay, all right. I think, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, there you are. I see you.
Good. Okay. Good. God. I'm not used to the Zoom world. I feel.
Yeah. That's funny because your background would lead one to believe that you are.
Yeah, I look like I'm in the show Debs. I don't know if you've watched that. But I'm in this weird sort of glass box that I rented temporarily because I have a 1-room apartment that I share with my fiance, and I feel like it's healthy for us to not hear every fart that the other one does. It's good to take that sort of distance.
Yeah.
So you miss each other's farts. You know what I mean?
That's true. Every fart is sacred. So, you'll want to cherish each one.
Yeah. I am so freaking starved for social contact. It's very sad. I forget how to have conversations. Oh my goodness. Have you been, this is maybe, I hope this isn't too personal a question. Have you been doing therapy over Zoom? I have.
I haven't. And I just was having a hard time finding a therapist in general before all of this. And then when this started, I was like, oh, well, I feel like they're all going to be booked. So I guess it's just me and this giant stuffed banana that I have. So I spoon my banana and I whisper my concerns into it at night.
That's so beautiful. Is it one of those the Rastafarian bananas with the tall hats?
No, it's I wish, because then I mean it could also be like a companion, but it's just like one of the Andy Warhol bananas. That's the design on it, and then you unzip it and there's the actual, what I guess is the banana meat. What do we call the actual? There's banana skin, and then I don't know if it's banana meat or anywho. That's
filet banana.
Yeah, it's like a swirly pattern, but the outside is just a banana skin. Yeah, it's an Andy Warhol thing, but yeah,
that's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been interesting to Zoom with the therapist, because it's sort of like, you know, like on something like this, if the service drops out and you have to repeat a joke and you're like, fuck, it's not good when you repeat it. It's
Right.
even worse when it's like a confession about your childhood and you have to, you're like, oh, sorry, let me just adjust here. And my father and I didn't have a connection. So much like this session.
Oh my gosh.
It's been fucking rough. I don't even want to know what my thoughts are anymore. I have like no interest in my own inner monologue. It's like the first time I've asked a therapist, like, what's going on with you? Like, let's talk about you. Let's see how you're doing. Let's pay by the minute to hear about you. It's a very rough time. I'm trying to think what else has been happening. I've been buying bath products and candles, and I realized that like the things I love to buy the most, it's like are things I dump down the drain or light on fire, and that seems like an unwise way to spend your precious small, disposable income.
Yeah, it is
setting things aflame that disappear.
Yeah, yeah. I got some expensive candles, and it's wild. I was just like, I really could have just, why didn't I just take my power bill and just let that on fire? Like, why did I? This is ridiculous. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
But they're nice though.
I've also been, they are nice. They're nice. I've been trying to I think what's been, I have found with a lot of my comedian friends that like none of us have hobbies. Do you feel like you have hobbies?
Oh, no. Huh. Yeah, no, I don't think I do. Yeah. I've been coloring. I'm not an artist. Let me say right away, I am in no way a visual artist. I literally will take a Sharpie and draw a weird kind of blob and then color it in with a color. So I bought the 108 pack of Crayola crayons just so that I could color in blobs. Yeah, I mean, I'm not running off to shows and using lifts for anything, so I might as well buy the biggest pack of crayons possible.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's a hobby though. No one will buy these pieces of art.
I don't think I don't think they have to be for sale, because that would make it like a job or like a little profession.
Right.
But here's the one thing that I've taken up that has been sort of interesting is I was trying to learn how to do foot reflexology, and it's very easy, it turns out. Here is the secret, if you're wondering, is okay, so if this is a foot, pretend it's a foot instead of a hand. the top of the foot is your head, and this is like your neck, and then this is your, like your chest. It matches the order of your body on your foot, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is that the heel of your foot is your butthole. So if you push there, it can relieve constipation. That's what I read. And I feel a duty to pass on this knowledge to all of us who are now in our homes, probably half shitting.
It's funny that you would mention that. My mother liked to have her feet rubbed. So by default, I became a foot reflexologist at like 10. So yeah, not only like is that the head, but these are the sinuses, the arches, the back. Like I know very specific parts. There was a map that I had like burned into my brain that I think if I really closed my eyes, I could conjure up now of what foot part corresponds to what actual body part. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so blown away that you knew that.
Yeah,
I thought I was like bringing a fun fact to the table, and you've known it for
It is a fun
decades.
fact for those who don't know that it works. But I also, I mean, it's also skewed because it's based on my mother's foot. So I also think that there's a part of your foot that I can't touch because when you were a young child, you jumped into what you thought was a tub of water, but it ended up having broken glass in it, so it's sensitive. I don't know if that's on every foot. Only the feet I worked on.
Oh my goodness, you're a brave reflexologist.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm so blown away that you knew that. Wow. I was just looking at my notes to see if I had anything else that's interesting, but I feel like I kind of don't. Are we growing some gray hairs? I've got some grays coming in from just stress lately, which is so wild.
Yeah, are you happy with how your gray hair is coming in?
I wish my dream is to go full silver all at once, and this is more like it's sort of like a little Bernie Sanders, like a few coarse ones coming in. So I'm tweezing them, but I don't think that's a good solution.
No, I don't think that'll help. Yeah, I'm letting them come in, but I really had hoped that it would be more of a patch situation instead of like a scattershot broadside of a barn type thing. I really wanted more of like a Emmy Lou Harris kind of just,
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, that's the dream is to have, that until it all goes gray. But, who's got that kind of time? Yeah.
I mean, no, I was making a little list of things I'd miss, and high on the list, it's friends and hairdressers. So I am so happy to see your face, and I like this lineup so much. I'm gonna hang for as long as this goes, and probably after that too.
That's so good.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on by.
Bye, my friends.
See ya. Yo, that was Emmy Blotnick. Yeah, I kind of like that she's getting into foot reflexology. What a wild thing to pick up when you don't have to do it for your mother. Like this to do it for yourself? That's really sweet. That's super sweet when it's not being forced on you. So I'm gonna bring next comic coming to the stage. I'm looking forward to checking in with her. A homie from way back, and please welcome to the Zoom stage, Joyelle Johnson, everyone. Hey, Joyelle.
Hey, boo.
How are you?
Doing?
I'm all right. Oh, Lord.
How are you? How are you? Are you good?
Oh, man. Oh, Lord.
Hi. Yes, boo. Yes. Emmy likes the shirt. Yes, this is the Shalewa Sharpe original.
It's a limited edition.
And on the back, it says, Silky Jumbo is here. That's for the
Yep.
bitches. She signed the back of my shirt. So,
Oh my gosh. Yes, it was good times. Good times, great
Yes.
oldies. How are you?
I'm here.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how we got to answer that question. How are you? I don't.
I'm funny. Yeah, I do a lot of that.
I would be doing better if they weren't like shooting off fireworks every 10 seconds in Brooklyn.
Every 10 like really, I'm wondering if during the winter my neighbors went to like some sort of workshop on how to up their firework game.
Yeah, I think somebody went down south for like a month for quarantine and then came back with a carload of fireworks.
I'm hearing that the ice cream trucks are selling the fireworks.
That tracks. I believe that.
Yeah.
I wonder how much a firework at a Choco Taco costs together.
Right? Yeah, because I mean they did start running through here like in March, and I'm like, don't no one want? Are you serious?
Yeah.
So now, I've got 2 different trucks coming through my street multiple times a day. They each get a chance to stop, and if they are also selling fireworks, that totally makes sense.
Wow, I wonder what else is on the ice cream trucks in the hood. There's got to be like, speaking of silky jumbo packs of hair, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no, I remember seeing one in downtown Atlanta that had like a very extensive instant ramen selection.
There you go. Instant ramen with the markup. That's nothing but profit right there. That's
because
profit.
they don't really do bodegas in Atlanta. It's more of a you go to a gas station or you go to a grocery store, but a nice rolling bodega is not a bad idea.
Yeah, I've been always thinking about opening a food trunk. A rolling bodega sounds like a great investment in the South.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
What you need? You need tampons, you need fireworks.
Why wouldn't you need all of that?
All those things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what have you been doing? How have you been dealing?
Have I been dealing? Emmy was talking about therapy. I'm on my Zoom therapy.
That's nice.
It's fantastic. I'm so happy that my therapist finally, because she's an older Black woman, so it took her a second, because she was just like, I ain't doing technology. What is this? And then she finally was like, all right, people keep calling me, and they're all like, bitch, we need you. You can't.
Right.
We need you.
Where you at?
This is too much right now. And every week it's like something, just another layer of insanity to where we're just like,
I mean, like, I imagine that as you are finishing up, you're remembering something that happened 6 days before that you didn't even, you're like, oh, and another thing, our time is up. We can't.
Our time is up. Yeah. And she gives me a little extra time sometimes. So we just be having like a whole Black woman kiki up in there. We're like, girl.
I mean, like, if you really want to help Black lives, I feel like therapists should be adding like a smooth 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
Completely.
Yeah. I can't see why that wouldn't be done.
Yeah. It's helping me remain sane.
Right. Oh, what else are you doing? Are you are you watching anything? Are you working at all? I know you're doing like getting us chubbos to stretch.
I'm trying to get, what do we say, the chubbos? Yes, that is
that's what I am.
That was my pitch. Yes, I'm doing stretches and stories on Saturdays at 6 p.m. because I used to teach yoga, and then comedy got so busy the past couple of years that I stopped teaching yoga and I was comedy full time. But now that has come to a screeching halt. Screeching halt. I was like, what can I do to A, stay sane, but B, also try to put some positivity back into the universe? I don't know. So yeah, stretches and stories every 6 p.m. on my Instagram on Saturdays. I have one guest that's a comedian, one guest that's a civilian at the top. We chat it up, and then I'll stretch you out. So,
man,
join.
I'll try. Day. I mean, that is, it's physical I don't really do fit. Once I stopped for COVID, my body was like, so we just done?
We're done.
Oh, okay, so I'm just going, all right. So
Yes.
when I attempted to go on walks for my sanity or pick up a bottle or anything physical, my knees would get hot. So
Hot knees.
hot knees. I was like, oh, that's new. That is
Yes,
new.
that should be a remix to the Hot Pants song, Hot Knees.
Yeah, they don't really mention that so much. But yeah, I should try to stretch.
You can stretch, simple stretches. I like the just bend over and sort of touch your toes. If you're not touching your toes, that's fine, but just a dangle in the morning, right before, when you get out of bed, right before you go to bed, just a quick little dangle and
All right.
breathe.
I can touch my toes, and I've just been kind of coasting on that for like 35 years. Like, I'm good, right? I can do this.
That's a huge feat. A lot of people can't touch the toes. So that's just like something simple that you can do for your body. Look at me giving tips.
Look at that.
I'm giving tips. Yeah.
So, what else is going,
we're riding bikes.
Yeah.
Do you have a bike? Yeah. I've been riding bikes.
I don't know how to ride a bike.
That's you don't know how?
I do not know how. I do not know how to ride a bike. I do not know how to swim.
Shalewa, I am. Is that?
Yeah, that's me. I mean, if you really want to know what makes me tick, it is not being able to do things that would normally make people tick.
Girl, you got to get on that bike, because I tell you what, a bitch ain't gonna be on the subway no time soon.
Oh yeah,
no, I'm not doing the subway. I said farewell.
Now, I would, if I could find someone that would put training wheels on an adult-sized bike, and then I just leave them on there, like I never take them off. I would for sure ride that through these streets.
I think that's a thing. I think adult training wheels are a thing. You can make it look like one of those little kiddie, like it's a kiddie thing, but you just don't have a kid. And you're like, these are just my training wheels, because you got to be able to escape on foot. So,
if I can just make it hideous enough that no one would want to steal it, which is kind of hard in New York, because I'm in Bushwick, and that's what they traffic in. A lot of people traffic in. So ugly, it's cute.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but somebody will still steal it. It's Brooklyn. A kid will steal it just for fun.
Someone's gonna go, this is so quirky, and someone's gonna go, I mean,
transportation.
Right.
It's just transportation.
I'm late for work. So.
Yeah. Actually, I had a fun thing. I'm in a new relationship, and it happened right before quarantine happened, and it's interracial, so it's great, because it's like, yay, interracial relationship in the middle of a race war pandemic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But a cute thing happened, because he lives in white Brooklyn and I live in black Brooklyn, right? And he likes to emphasize that. So he didn't think we needed to lock the bikes up in white Brooklyn. So I was like, look, just lock the bikes up. He's like, but that white bike down there is not locked up. I was like, look, lock the bikes up, all right? Locks the bikes up. I shit you not, the next day that white bike got stolen, and I gloated from the bottom of my heart. I said, the white bike got stolen in white Brooklyn. It's still Brooklyn, bitch, okay? So
also, aren't the white bikes chained up because they are like a memorial to someone who died there on...
Oh, well, this guy was riding an ironic white bike, as I guess you would do, because it looked like he painted it white. I was like, I'm glad someone stole your bullshit ironic white bike.
Oh, man. Oh, I wish we could unpack white Brooklyn versus black Brooklyn.
I know. I like to throw that in at the end of the set.
But look at that. We are out of time.
I got a tutu. Oh.
You always have a tutu. That's a given.
Yes. A tutu and a Shalewa shirt. Thank you so much, Boo. It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Joyelle. You take care.
Bye.
That's Joyelle, everybody. No, ask me about the shirt later. It's a thing. Anywho, so I'm gonna bring your next comedian to the stage, and we're just gonna talk. me and this next fella. He's super funny. He's been on television and he's been in short films and series that have won awards. And he's here with you tonight. Please welcome Kevin. Kevin.
I'm trying to come on.
What are you doing? Hit
I
the
don't know,
camera.
bro. Oh, there we go. Somebody had to let me in.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true because you disappeared after the check-in.
Yeah, man. I'm blind as shit.
What do you mean
could.
How are
Well,
you blind?
Joyelle got on with your shirt on, and I didn't have my glasses on, and I was like looking at it. I thought it said Shannon Sharpe. I was like, why she got a Shannon Sharpe shirt?
No relation, unfortunately. I have no
Yes,
relation to Shannon Sharpe. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm
Yeah.
all right. Today
Yeah.
is better than yesterday was.
Yeah, for sure.
Yesterday was rough.
It was rough.
Yeah. I'm glad I got on Twitter and nobody was like hanging from a tree today.
Yeah, that's honestly that's kind of
yeah.
all you can hope for.
Yeah, it's it's a lot. So I feel decent. How about you?
I'm fine. Yeah. Let's see. I got Pop-Tarts. I'm good.
How many of your white friends like texted you or called you to check on you?
Well, my roommate is a white guy. He hasn't had to check on me because I've been very vocal the whole time.
Okay.
I've had a few check-ins here or there. How you doing? How you holding up? I'm fine. I'm numb. I've been numb for like 5 years. I don't feel anything anymore. And if I do, I start to cry, but then I stop. I don't know. I should get therapy, but instead I just go to bed.
Does that help?
Sometimes it depends on if my acid reflux is acting up. That's mostly what I've been doing is just kind of sitting still and feeling my body do weird things based on whatever is happening. Because before I was like running around all the time between work and then going to do shows or whatever. So I didn't have a chance to listen to my body. But then once we were all locked down, because of the creep and crud, I was like, oh, I should sit and listen to my body and make sure I'm doing okay. And my body was like, oh, so we just gonna sit here? Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna act up then. So,
Let you know what's wrong.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you wanna know what's wrong? Well, this hurts and you may have a twinge in this, and have you checked on that lately? And all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I liked you better when you weren't so vocal. How about you?
My body's been pretty normal. I've been trying to do like Tai Chi for the last couple of days, and
how's that working?
It's pretty chill. Like it's going all right. I feel like I don't know, to discipline like your body into doing something every single day, even though I haven't done it for like the last 3 days. But the idea of doing that shit, it feels like it would extend into other parts of your life. So that's like the goal. But it's weird trying to learn Tai Chi from like a white woman on YouTube. It's like I don't even know if she's doing it right, but I'm just trusting her.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that would be kind of odd. So you're just in your bedroom doing Tai Chi?
No, I go into the living room. I got a projector, and then I'll just like, it's simple. It's really simple, and it's really sort of like a meditative process. I used to work in Flushing, Queens, and I would see the Chinese dudes out there doing it every morning, and I always thought it was kind of cool, like to just watch them do it as the sun rised, and it was just like, it was like a fucking movie. They were just, But I don't know
are
if it helps you fight, because I feel like I'll probably get my it'd be fucked up if they doing Tai Chi for like 3 months and then you get in a fight, get your ass whooped trying to do the shit.
Yeah, no one's gonna wait for you to slowly come at them. So are you waking up early in the morning to do it, to really feel it? Or are you doing like afternoon Tai Chi? Are you doing like late morning Tai Chi?
Well, I'm nocturnal, so
Okay.
yeah, I'm doing it whenever I feel like you know how you'll wake up and you won't feel like you're ready yet for the day, and then maybe 12 hours later you're like, okay, I'm ready, but by then it's tomorrow.
Well, it doesn't quite take me 12 hours to realize that I'm ready for the day, because that's the day. But I understand. I understand that.
So that's kind of how it's
That's how it works for you. Okay.
I just got into New York though, because I was quarantining in Houston for the last 3 months, and I just got in
Oh, okay.
on Saturday, and so people are taking it serious here. It wasn't like that in Houston.
Yeah, no, you were in a spot where they were for sure not taking it seriously. Just from what I saw, just from what I've got some good friends who live in Galveston, and just from stuff they were posting, I was like, oh, y'all tripping. I'm like, oh, that's wild, because I'm sleeping under my bed and with a full like hood on, and you guys are just okay. All right.
I went to a nude beach. That's how much I wasn't taking it seriously.
Did you at least have a mask on? Because the droplets, they're going to come from your mouth and your nose. That's really what that's the thing that I'm more concerned about, being covered. The rest of it, if it's not spewing droplets right away, I'm not that concerned.
You're straight naked with a mask on. It's like, what's the point? The fuck? No, I keep forgetting my mask out here. It's a weird feeling. Like, are you going outside?
Occasionally. I do have to, for my day job, I do have to go to my office 1 day a week for a couple hours.
In Manhattan?
Yeah, in Soho.
Are you taking the train?
No, I get a car.
Okay.
And sit as far back as possible and roll down the windows and just yell at the dude to not talk. Don't speak, just drive.
These fucking Uber prices, like, oh my God. If I wanted to make money right now, when I had a car, the one I took from LaGuardia, that shit was like $60. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this city?
Yeah, there's hardly anyone out. As time has gone on, I've noticed over the past like months, there have been more people out. And occasionally they have masks on, but again, I'm going into the Soho area and almost everything there has been boarded up for the most part. So I don't even know what people are doing down there.
Oh yeah, they were breaking into that shit.
Yeah, they were breaking in. Yep.
Did your office get broken into?
No, because it's in an old building. It's way up at the top. We ain't got nothing. No one knows we're there, and we don't have anything anyone wants.
Nobody needed pencils.
No one. Yeah. We're running low on paper anyway. No one wants to go in there.
That was the. What's up, Mike? How you doing? No,
Hi.
Put it back on. I love your beard, man. You look great. I want to see everybody actually. It was weird watching the looting shit and seeing certain buildings not get touched.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were. I mean, what was it? It was like Target and Dior and shit, and then it was certain stores. What was in touch? I was in Houston. Did you go to any protests? I went to one in Houston.
Huh?
And what happened? Somebody
Yeah, I'll
said
forward it
something.
to you.
Oh no, I didn't. I haven't been to any protests.
I went to this one.
It's on the Littlefield Facebook page.
No, let him keep talking. Don't mute him. Please don't mute him. This is the best part of my set.
Oh,
All right.
man.
So, you know, well, whatever. I went to a protest. And there were people doing the photo op thing for for the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And it was disgusting to like watch, but I was still kind of like more mad at myself because some of the girls that were doing it were really cute, and I was still like, still hard.
You didn't know whether to be mad or not? You weren't attempting to
No, I was
during
mad.
the protest?
I was mad, but I was mad at myself for still being attracted to him. Like that should have been, you know what I mean? Like women can do that. Like you see a dude do something and you'll be like, man, fuck this nigga. He look good, but ew. Like that's
Oh, sure, yeah.
disgusting. Whereas I seen her do that shit and I was like, that's lame as fuck, but fat ass.
See, you just have to switch. You have to switch the order in which that you have those thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? Women have the thoughts where like, yeah, he's attractive, but, and you're right. Going, yeah, that's some bullshit, but you just got to switch. You got to switch where the butt comes. Sadly,
I'm gonna try that and watch it not work.
Yeah, I know it won't work for you. You're already too set in stone. But I mean, for the others, you can tell the youth. I don't know.
Yo, I got my ass chewed out for. I don't even know if my time is up, but I got my ass chewed out because one of my friends is like really into the activism that's going on right now. She's every day like tweeting and everything and posting things, and she chewed my ass out for like 30 minutes yesterday about men and misogyny and how Black men need to check their privilege within the movement that's going on. And just like, I know my level of misogyny is not to the point of the people that are around me, because I definitely have some. I'm not even going to sit here in front and be like, nigga, I'll be judged. Like, I know it's present, even though if I'm not completely aware of the shit. But she chewed my ass out for like 30 minutes on behalf of all of the people that like I've ever known or hung out with that have said shit about women. And I didn't respond in a way to check them niggas to be like, yo, you shouldn't talk about them like that. And I felt awful.
Okay, well,
fucking awful.
Good.
I don't know how I brought that up.
Then the healing has begun. Then the healing has begun.
Yeah. I'm sorry to make you my therapist, Shalewa. I just want
that's all right. No, I'm just gonna tell you, you just gotta start checking that shit when you see it. That's all.
I'm gonna do my best.
That's good.
I'm gonna do my
best.
best.
And if not, please know that your friend will chew you out again for even longer, perhaps.
Yeah, it's just people are black men are when you start talking about like defending women, they get very defensive because you're coming at their their way of life, and then so it turns into something where they just like combat you with like, nigga, you caping for that bitch. Ooh, this nigga want to protect this nigga, love that hoe. Like, what? No, I just don't think you should talk about them the way that you do, like their property. But hey, man, we gonna figure it out.
Well, thanks for joining us, Kevin.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Good
and
to see you
welcome back to New York.
Thank you.
Put your goddamn mask on. All right, so that was Kevin, everybody. It was very good to see him, and I'm gonna bring up your next comic. We're just rolling through. We're really going through some healing moments. And then I'm gonna bring and then here we go. Please welcome to the Zoom stage the very funny Mike Recine. Mike.
Hi. That was maybe the third or fourth Zoom show that I heckled in the course of lockdown.
That's all right. I'd expect nothing less, really. That is a mighty beard.
Thanks. I'm growing it, and I don't know. I think maybe it might be time to pull the plug on it. I don't know. It's like, what do you have to prove? You see that a lot. That's like a trend nowadays with guys. They grow the beard out, but it's like,
Well, I have seen some beards that are being attempted, and it's made me think, like, some of you don't have to do this. I mean, I know you had a razor, and maybe this is like some sort of weird solidarity thing, but if it's not, it's been past the point of knowing whether or not it's going to work out.
Yeah.
And I feel like we could, like, that's a good one. And,
Thanks.
it connects and everything, but I've seen some very spotty affairs, and
It does. I'm lucky in that way that it does connect.
yeah.
Did you
But
get your
even if it
hair or
didn't-
nails done or anything, or?
No, I didn't do that shit before. Man, this really, as far on the like beauty tip, this truly changes nothing for me. My roommate found another head for his clippers and guards, so he's been shaving the side and the back of my head.
Nice.
I already twisted my braids. I never got my nails done. This
Kevin
is
Iso
a
just said I
time
look
for
like
us,
the Unabomber.
huh?
Kevin Iso just said I look like the Unabomber, and you know what? That's a compliment because he was a very bright guy.
He
So,
really, I mean, he made some points.
yeah.
What? I mean, at least he was actively writing.
At least he was putting it out there. He was putting content out,
Right.
He put out a lot of content.
So how have you been spending your time during these multiple revolutions?
Well, oh, you mean like socially?
Yeah, socially or work-wise. Like, are you still working? Do you?
Yeah, I'm working. Yeah, I'm working like here and there. I did go to a protest a couple Fridays ago, and it was a lot of fun. It was a very cool thing to do. I haven't like been to a ton of protests. I've been to a couple, but it just feels good to like be out there with a bunch of people and do something positive,
Right.
that you're not paying for.
Sure.
So yeah, and I don't know. I feel like the days go by kind of fast for me. I don't know. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, this is gonna be, but it's all been kind of like a blur. Like I can't really tell you what I did. There's a couple movies that I watched, but I can't really. I don't feel like I feel weird about like I'm supposed to be accomplishing stuff, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm sure this was a time that I should have been working on
Working on something.
projects.
Because other insane people are. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have not worked on a project at all. I don't have the mental capacity for it right now, and also at my very core, I am lazy.
Yeah.
So like this is
Same. I think I've been like pretending that I'm not lazy, but then since this happened, I'm like, okay, this might be who I am. But this has been a nice taste of what it's like to be retired. So now, if I get an argument with somebody who's retired online, I'm not going to take anything they say seriously because you don't do anything. I don't want to hear any of your opinion. You don't have a right to speak to me.
That's true. That's
Hardworking
true.
American. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely I'm not getting worked up about stuff.
Yeah.
So that's nice. I'm like, oh, sweetie, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Like we knew it, but I mean, like it's around the corner for sure.
It could be right there. Yeah, it could be like, yeah. I don't know, because it's this weird thing where it's like kind of feels like lockdown is over. Like it's not over, but it feels like it's over. I drove out to Long Island today. I went to Dick's Sporting Goods just to buy sneakers, because I wanted to, because I felt like it.
Right, sure.
Because you can't infringe on my freedom, and I have every right to buy sneakers. God damn it,
What kind of sneakers were they?
I got some training shoes. They're like they stabilize your feet when you're like squatting. I've been working out a lot, and that's been cool. I think if I went to prison, I would be in I would figure out how to be in good shape.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, there's a whole plan, a prison plan.
Yeah, but they're not allowed to use weights. Did you know that?
Yeah, I thought that the whole, like, from what I've seen of prison, it's a lot of just like body resistance.
Yeah. and
So-
like higher volume stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, so were you lucky enough to already have weights before this happened, or did you have to like, I don't know, use books or cans of beans or some shit?
Yeah, I used a couple different things. I built a pull-up bar in my backyard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I dug a couple, and then I got gymnastic rings. Those are very good. And I
Okay.
got some bands, so it's like between like the rings and the bands and the body weight stuff, you can
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
you're good.
get a nice little Why are you barking? They don't do this until come here.
I know.
But they
Mhm.
don't do this until I have a show. It's like they're trying to sabotage me.
Yeah, that's what dogs do.
Yeah.
I have a cat. I don't know where she is, but that makes me a little worried
Yeah.
because this would be the time of night that she should be running around and knocking shit over, and she's not.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see.
So
Well, this is all
something
really
might be
just on
something
her.
might be going on. Yeah.
Yeah, something for sure is going on. She's
Yeah.
not even in this room, so she's probably in my room. Something has been destroyed, and I'm already attempting to make peace with it.
Yeah. I want to ask you, because it's kind of interesting that we're having this conversation now about white women. In society. And it's probably like 50 years too late that we're doing this. And I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but I just think it's kind of interesting that, forever it's been like, straight white males. And I'll take some of the heat for that. Like, we're not perfect.
Right.
Also nice that, it seems like white women can't get away with a lot of their horse shit, I'll say.
I think it's I think it has something to do with having the vocabulary to explain these feelings that have been had about white women for a very long time.
Really?
But so I think it's kind of like, I think it seemed to happen around the same time that the grad schooling of America happened, which may have also had something to do with Twitter or Tumblr or the internet in general. But so once these terms that were just kind of bandied about in theory in college classes, like hit the timeline, basically, I think once everyone had that vocabulary, they're like, oh, this is what that's called. That has a term instead of just some old white boy shit or some.
And then they had nowhere to hide.
Yeah, then it was just like, oh no, we know what this is. Like, you can't explain this away. We can say it in a way that you're like, what? But yeah, it's nice to it is interesting to have like those words and those definitions and meaning and just the understanding to explain.
Yeah, just in the general, like
just in the general. So I think that is possibly a big reason as to why it seems to have sprung up suddenly. But trust me, before
it's been there. Yeah.
Before the internet, these conversations were happening. They just no one wanted. No, it's hard to explain when it's just like, it's just that white bitch is being a white bitch or whatever,
That's a funny thing too. When you look at Jimmy Fallon wearing blackface on SNL, like, I don't think it was like, oh, you could do that back then. Like, I'm sure that did upset a lot of people, but there just wasn't, you just didn't hear those people's voices. Would you say?
Right. Yeah. So it's tough to, well, because of that, because you're like, well, at the time, people are upset, but it's no big thing.
Yeah.
So really the tough thing is, especially as this isn't happening to me as a young person, I'm an older person and I'm listening and I remember like, yeah, sure, they did that, but that was of that time, like really listening to young people and going, oh, okay, so we're not standing for this anymore. And that's actually probably a good thing. So like attempting to go with the times as far as you can, because I know at some point I'm going to hit a wall and I'm just going to hit a wall.
Right.
I'm going to be like, nope, I stop here. This is as far as my mind will open.
You're going to be old lady Shalewa.
Oh yeah.
Like, don't try to talk about
I'm kind of
whatever the next thing is. Yeah.
So that's why. So that's what's going on. Yeah. But I mean, white women, they'll figure out a new angle, and we'll come up with words for that too.
Right. They're very good at their little tricks, you know? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
So wait, so you have a day job occasionally that you're
Yeah, I do like some moving work on the side, and then
okay.
I make a little money from my podcast. So I've been doing those two things for money.
Mhm.
But it's this weird thing where it's like, should I be like working a lot since there's nothing else to do, or should I be working less? So I'm gonna hopefully get married in September. So I don't know.
Did you have to push that date back because of all of this?
We don't know yet, but we
Hmm.
might. But I don't know. But it might be back to normal. The venue's not letting us know until like July. So
Oh wow.
yeah, so we'll figure it out. I
Well,
guess.
that is just the most hopeful thing you can do.
Yeah, right.
Is to continue with your lives.
Well, you feel bad about leaving your house, but then you're like, it's my right as an American to get these sneakers, you know?
Yeah, yeah, sure. No,
I'm not
absolutely.
gonna-
I
I'm not
definitely,
gonna let Obama stand in my way.
I've definitely used my American right to pick up some cookies, so I
Nice.
get it.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Nice.
yeah.
I love non-essential trips. Yeah, they're good.
Well, it's so good to see you, Mike.
Yeah, good to see you. Always a
Yeah.
pleasure.
You take care.
All right, you too.
That was Mike Recine, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Oh man. So we're just gonna keep it moving, I guess, is what we'll do. Yeah, let's do that. So next up, coming to the Zoom stage. I'm very excited to talk to her because I spend a lot of time lurking online, and so I just kind of check in on people chunks at a time. And so this will actually qualify as the time that I would be checking in on her. I'm just going to literally check in with her. Please welcome to the Zoom stage, Kerry Coddett, everyone.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm here,
Yes, right.
right? How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
It's good to see you
It's good
virtually.
to see you too. Yeah.
Right? That's the common sentiment. Just like,
Just, to make it through, just to make it through a day.
yeah, I've been telling people like I haven't been able to articulate exactly how I feel until I was speaking to my friend the other day and I was like, I feel like I'm constantly teetering in between being exhausted and, oh, I got time today.
Yeah. Yeah. And you truly don't know what energy is going to pop off. Like
Right.
when you go to interact with someone
Yep.
and you start typing and suddenly you're like, oh, I've just written 3 paragraphs. I guess this is what we're doing currently.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I have completely. So before I took like a 30-day hiatus off of social media for like the month of May. And I took it off my phone and I slept with my phone outside my bedroom. And I was like just
Ooh.
trying to like be present. So that was like a very peaceful time. And then the day I came back, I saw the George Floyd video and I was like, ah,
Right.
like I wanted to disappear, but now you can't disappear. But it was like
Yeah.
so much at once. And so I'm just trying to be like, take it in a little bit at a time. When it becomes too much, I try to lock it off. And I absolutely do not engage in fights with people online. That has been
That's
critical
good.
to self-care.
That's good. Yeah, because that's not my energy anyway. I can't, if someone just sees this whatever in its way, I'm just like, you know what, I feel like you're not really worth saving or attempting to save. And it's not really my job.
Right.
So you're just going to be over here and I'm just going to walk away. So
Yeah.
I very rarely fight with people. I just say my piece and then just mute whatever happens. Whatever is just all blowing up behind me. I pay no
You
attention
post
to
and
it.
ghost.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, but yeah, so my problem is just, I want to be on top of things. And things are changing so rapidly.
So quickly.
So it's like, how much do I take in, before my heart starts to hurt? Do you know what and so it's like, so I have to make a point of like, oh, I'm going to bed now.
Yep.
And I can't take that with me.
Yep.
And if I don't go to bed, then I'll cross a line and I'll just be up all night looking at this
Just
stuff.
scrolling and just like till your
scrolling.
eyes are burning and
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
I can't do that because I just got progressive lenses. So I'm still trying to figure out where things fall within my glasses range. So my eyes already hurt. And then now there's me being online all the time. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to go blind trying to figure out these damn, who started this tweet thread.
Yeah.
I'm going to go blind doing this shit.
Don't do it, sis. Black Lives Matter. Save yourself, sis.
I know. So how have you been, and not even with the Revolution, how have you been dealing with just us being kind of isolation nation since like March? Like how is
You know what? I just posted about this on Facebook. It's so interesting. Like I have been handling the quarantine really well. Like I got a therapist because I was like, bitch, is something wrong with me? Because I adjusted way too well to not seeing anybody, not going anywhere, just busying myself with little tasks. I learned how to fold a fitted sheet. I filed my taxes from like 2015. I'm talking. So like,
okay, all right.
to, like get that monkey off my back. I started meditating. I picked up sewing again. I watched Game of Thrones from start to finish because I had the time. Like I'm so late with my Game of Thrones references, but I'm just like, I found myself like, I wonder what Jon Snow's doing right now. And everybody's like, you're like 7 years late, bro.
Right, and no one is thinking of Jon Snow. That's
no
so
one's
funny.
I am. In these times, girl, I am.
That's so great. It's kind of, I know it's been very interesting for people who are considered extroverted to like kind of stop and just be like, oh, this is okay.
I've been enjoying it. The thing that it hit me like last night, I have not been dealing with the stand-up loss of it. I have not written it. Like I wrote, I finished my pilot. I've been writing other things, but like I have not written a stand-up bit. I haven't thought about it. And this is my first Zoom show. And I think I'm going to talk to my therapist about it tomorrow. But like, as this was happening and as I watched Chappelle, like all the feelings came out and I was just like, oh, so I just compartmentalized my trauma. And so I haven't been able to deal with that and been keeping myself busy to like not think about how tragic it is to not be able to do what we do every night.
Yeah, it is. It is weird. I can't even think of. I've started going on walks just to kind of clear my head, and that walks and showers are when I really think of jokes. So I will just be walking, and then some thought will come in my head, and I'm like, well, that's a weird thought, and then I think, oh no, that's not a regular thought, Shalewa. That's a joke. You just you haven't trafficked in them in a hot second, so now you think it's a strange thing to pop up. Really, you should just say it into your phone, and maybe in like 2 years, it'll mean something. But that's, like it's hard to shut that part off once you've opened it up. But it has atrophied a bit. It has atrophied. So yeah, it's just like it is a weird thing. And I do wonder how other like just artists are handling this. Yeah, especially considering our art, it needs the whole setting.
Right. It does.
It needs the whole setting for it to kind of work in a way. But it is nice that people are like rocking with us as we
like they came. I was in the beginning, I was like, are people gonna want to see? But people do want to see. Yeah. And so I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. It's it is interesting that people would want to, but I mean, it's reality TV. Who doesn't want to watch people falling apart, possibly, but in a funny way? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's a fun thing to watch for sure. We can ask all the Real Housewives; they will let you know. It is. People love that. People love that kind of stuff.
I love it.
Yeah. So, what are you a food wise during this? Can you cook? Are you a cook?
No. But turns out I'm not that bad. So the problem was, all you got to do is follow a recipe. Which what I realized was I was marching way too confidently in the kitchen without no reason to believe I'd be good at it. And before I just like, yeah, this looks like it goes together. And I was winging it. But now I'm like, I'm mostly plant-based. But
Okay.
I'm vegetarian because I can't stop eating cheese, but I don't fuck with eggs but cheese, it just makes it a little bit better.
Sure.
So I've been experimenting with recipes and that's been really fun, saving money on takeout.
Yeah. I prepare a meal for the time that I'm hungry.
Not
Do you know what I
prepare
mean?
a meal.
Yeah. I don't like if people come over, I'm like, well, bring your meals or something. But I have just enough here to cook a thing for me because I just remembered I'm hungry, kind of thing. But I also occasionally would just go into a kitchen and just mess around and try to figure something out. And then my mother used to watch me do that, and she was like, well, I mean, that's, your heart's in the right place.
That's one way to go about it.
Yeah, that's interesting. She gave me no pointers. She just like, no, let's see how this plays out. Let's watch you do this thing. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's one way. But yeah, no, I mean, I guess if I really needed to, like if I had children and had to cook for them, they'd also learn how to cook.
They'd also be in the kitchen doing the same.
Yeah,
just throwing things around.
We'd all be lost together. Well, Kerry, it's so good to see you.
It was so good to see you.
And welcome back to the internet. Please limit your stay.
Listen, I came back with the bang. It was quite a welcome.
Yeah, it was something. It was something, all right. But you take care, and I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Take care.
Bouncing around all over the place.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Take care. So that was Kerry, everybody. That was Kerry Coddett. It's so good to see her. We're almost done, but we've got one more comic for you. And I'm very excited to see him. He's one of my favorite people, not just comedians, people. I adore this dude. And according to votes on Vulture, I guess, having to do with the show Insecure, you also adore this dude. The most favorite guy on Insecure, I think. Please welcome Langston Kerman. Langston.
Yeah. You nailed it. What an intro.
So I have a lot to cover. First off, what's going on with the hair?
Well, Shalewa, thank you so much for asking. Because of COVID,
Right.
if we're going to call it that, because of these cell towers, I can't get my hair cut by a professional barber, and I've been forced to turn to my wife and send her on the YouTube and make her learn how to fade and shit. And she's not doing a terrible job.
No, it's not bad.
But it's it ain't great. And and here we go. You know what I mean?
So I was going to ask if this was the longest your hair has been, but no, because I've seen pictures of you with cornrows.
Right. I used to have back when Omarion was at his strongest, I had braids.
I remember that week.
Sure. You remember when Omarion had powered up? Really fully, he was just ready to destroy the planet with cool dance moves and whatnot. I believed in his movement, and I grew my hair very long. And unfortunately, I made some bad choices, but we're back and we're doing okay.
Okay, well, this is good. All right, that's a fine. Yeah, we're all going through it.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, we're all going through it.
Let the white man shave your head. You get it. You know.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And I mean, that's true. I mean, it's really. I've known him for like 10 years, or else there's no way.
Yeah. Just really letting it happen.
Yeah, he's getting quite the education. My roommate is, Yeah.
What do you think has been his greatest learning moment
I mean, the hair thing certainly is a thing. Just watching, like, you watched your parents become old.
Yeah.
But have you ever watched a friend become old? Because I'm considerably older than he is.
Sure.
I'm like 14 years older than he is.
Yeah.
So he's like entering a time of his life where it's just like, okay, you know, my 30s, I'm gonna start figuring shit out, like really kind of, and I'm entering much later where it's like
you're transitioning from Bengay to extra strength Bengay.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, at a more regular application.
Right.
Instead of
and now perhaps you need a little help applying, and he's
right
having to wrestle with the fact that like this is a person who I enjoy, but also this is crossing a line for me that maybe I didn't expect to cross.
Exactly. So we we have conversations, and occasionally our conversations end with me saying, now don't forget, in my wallet I have all the phone numbers to any family member you got to get in touch with.
Okay.
And my medication, I wrote it on the back. You know what I mean?
also bring me that remote.
Yeah, right.
Get that remote for me over there.
Exactly. You know, those kinds of things that I'm pretty sure he did not necessarily sign up for when he thought he was doing the youthful thing of moving to New York. He did not think.
None of us do add nursing to the New York journey. You know what I mean? It's not that we're not willing to do it. It's not. It just isn't a part of the initial mission statement.
It wasn't. Yeah, for sure, it was not the plan. It for sure was not the plan. So, So bless his heart. But how are things? How are things with you? How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I spent portions of my afternoon, and I'm not proud of this, but I've had a great time watching. Do you remember this old video of these boys grinding?
Oh my God, I love them so much.
It's the best. They just all take turns fucking the shit out of this couch. At the
time I thought, wow, that's just wild that they would all do that together. But now when I watch it, I think of the trust.
So much trust. So much commitment together to be like, all right, dog, I'm gonna go in first. You will follow, but only after your person is introduced. Like there was a beautiful unity in it that it's inspiring in a lot.
I mean, you have to enter the room. You each got to hit that ottoman.
Everybody hits the ottoman.
The same way, but with your own spin on it, your own stroke. And then you've got to find another piece of the rec room that you can hump while not impeding someone else's work.
That was the most fascinating part, was they each, even in all hitting the ottoman, they all hit it at different sections of the ottoman.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to make the mistake of being gay and like having fucked the same part.
Right. Yeah.
You hit this corner, I'll hit this corner, then you do the mirror, I'll do the door. Naturally, I'm a doorman. And we'll transition in and out of the room for, let's say, another 4.5 minutes.
It's so great. Oh my God. I love that video so much.
I love boys being free. And that's
it's so free. It's a little too free, I dare say.
I would agree.
And where are they now? I mean, because that was a strong like 12 years ago. Where are they now?
I feel like that's the question VH1 needs to be answering. That's why do we have this channel if you guys aren't going to do the hard journalism?
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Why do we have the internet if we're not going to keep up with the Ottoman boys?
The Ottoman boys. I pray to God that they've called themselves the Ottoman boys.
That's boys with a Z. That's boys with a Z.
Or a money sign. I'm happy either way.
Either way.
And I'd love it if boys was the Bitcoin B. B is the Bitcoin and the the money sign.
Get in touch with us. What were their names? Were they named like It was kind of like how Pretty Ricky had.
So they were humping to Pretty Ricky. I do remember that.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what their names were. Every time I want to see the video, I look up 5 black boys humping stuff. And it usually circles around.
Yeah, it comes around. Yeah.
There's other videos out there, but
right. You know. There was a time though where young men humping stuff on video was, I mean, I know that that's a thing that happens anyway, but on video, like for all of us to enjoy, I feel like it had like a summer.
Yeah, there was a hot boy summer.
There was
grinding on stuff. I do remember as a kid, almost there was a level of jealousy that I would hold at man. They look like they put that thing down. You know what I mean? And right. I don't know that I put that thing down quite as well as these boys do. In retrospect, I now understand that that's not how sex works. And it's okay that you don't do it like that. But at the time, I was like, God damn, they're moving like snakes in there. Ladies like a little snake. They're like,
no,
not
at all.
Apparently, it's almost the opposite of it.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely not exactly what we're looking for. It's a lot of body roll movements, which I appreciate as a body roll enthusiast in theory, but I do feel uncomfortable when I see men do body rolls. I don't know.
So to that, how do you feel about male strip clubs? Are you anti-male strip clubs?
I'm not anti. I like that they're around. I feel uncomfortable and I laugh. Like I went to see Magic Mike, the movies, the 2 Magic Mike movies, like when they opened. So, you know, whatever. But
I wore the costumes, but
when the dancing started, I would just go, oh my, and then giggle. But if someone, I feel like the time that I did go to a male strip club in Atlanta, there's one called Swinging Richards.
Whoa, nice.
And I went with some coworkers at the time. That's when I was working at the porn store. And we went and there was a guy who was doing a little more choreography with his body rolls. And I wanted to go ahead and tip him for that because I like when you're giving me a story. And
I can really feel where your father left.
Yeah. Yes. So I went to go ahead and put money under his garter belt or whatever. And he went to move closer and just really like try to throw that thing. And I was just like, take the money. Like I didn't know.
I think I've never been to a male strip club, but my sense is that's the issue in them, is that men don't have the ability to just take the money and keep working. It's like, if you want this to be about me, I'm going to put my dick in your face.
Right.
We don't have that filter of, like, women are like, I'm not here. My brain is somewhere else. This is not my happy place. But
right.
Dude, no, my dick is out. Let's talk about it.
Right. Yeah. There is definitely a lot of that. And usually, I guess, maybe I feel like women, when they go up, they're probably just like, ah! And give them the money like that. But when men do, it's definitely an exchange. It's a very serious exchange. So yes, do take the dick out and wave it, and then they will, you know, garçon or whatever.
Thank you, sir.
And to you.
For your service, my boy.
Yeah, because that's, you know, a little bit of what that can be like in strip clubs where it's women, where the women customers are in there a little bit more boisterous and the dudes are quiet. I think that strip clubs where the dancers are women, for the men patrons, are kind of like church. Yeah, because I think, as opposed to like the porn store where that was like a library, like a college library, and then Yeah, so it's like it's quiet, but there's a little more reverence in
I quietly jerk off to myself. This is
yes.
I recognize that we are all here to jerk off together, but I respect how you jerk off separately.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I get
exactly.
that.
And there's an altar. It's a whole thing.
I think we learned a lot.
Yeah, I feel like we have. How are you doing? You doing all right?
I'm doing okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Murder, mayhem, all that stuff. And
You know.
nobody's fully happy, but in the grand scheme of things, I ain't hurt. Nobody I know is hurt. So I'm celebrating that.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's great. Well,
yeah.
it's so good to see you.
What a pleasure. It always
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'll talk to you at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye, Langston. And that was Langston Kerman, and that was our show, everyone. What? We did it. We did it. We made it through another Whiplash. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining. So Whiplash, we're here every Tuesday around 7-ish. And thank you for being here. Thank you to all of our comedians who are here tonight. So that's Joyelle, and that was Emmy, and that was Mike and Kevin, and then that was Kerry, and then it was Langston. Thanks, guys. You guys have a good week, right? Happy Juneteenth.